Hey, it's Rabbi Shmuel Pollen. Welcome back to the Light Unto the Nations show, the most exciting and enlightening show on YouTube, bar none. We're going to talk today about God, Satan, and sex toys. Because when it comes to real sex, it's dying a slow death, and it will be fixed once we realize the reason why it's gone wrong. And we realize that the answer to this problem is found in the Bible and the Talmud, which came with it. Let's lay the groundwork here and tell you that 52% of men experience some form of erectile dysfunction at some time in their life. I'm going to link in the description to the study which tells you that just that. 1 in 5 women have sexual dysfunction of some sort. So don't tell me that today's therapists have the answer to this problem, because they clearly don't based on these statistics. What if I told you that from a purely scientific standpoint, turning to God is actually the proper response and is going to be the answer to many of these people's problems? To understand why, we first have to understand how our lives are driven by our hormones. Women always need new shoes, and that's because of the dopamine in their brain. Dopamine always demands newer and better. And when dopamine gets its hit, there's a big drop, and then they need something better than that. Men always need a new girl, whether they admit it to their wife or not. They're always looking for the newer, better girl. And that's because their life is run by dopamine. If they get the new girl, there may be a divorce waiting for them. If you're on a diet and you need that dopamine hit, you're going to go to Dunkin' Donuts after a week or two of being on the diet. Your diet is over and you wind up hating your body for the rest of your life when you realize that none of your diets are going to work. And they're not going to work because you're running your life by dopamine. Dopamine means you have a high today and you lose for the rest of your life. This is how people become addicts. It's one hit, then there's a drop, then you need another hit and another hit and another hit. And each time you do it, you become more desensitized to it, so you need even more. You always need a newer car, a newer house, a newer wife, a newer sex position. This is all coming from the animal soul. There are 2 souls in each man, an animal soul and a godly soul. And the animal soul comes from Satan himself, and the animal soul is also known as the evil inclination. This dopamine is the hormone that makes you feel this way. It gives you that high. There's no doubt it gives you a high, but forever after that, you are screwed. Satan's motto is go for it today and lose forever. God's motto is sacrifice today, just like Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac, and Jesus sacrificed his life. Sacrifice today and get an eternity of goodness. You'll have goodness not only in this world, but in the next world after you die. And the hormone of the godly soul, the hormone of godliness, is called oxytocin, the bonding hormone. You feel it whenever you're with close family, close friends, when you get hugged by someone or massaged by someone. But it's also excreted by all the godly things like prayer and study of the Bible and doing good works. Bonding with God is just another kind of bonding that also produces this feel-good hormone. Unlike dopamine, this hormone doesn't have a drop. It makes you feel amazing, but then it makes you feel even more amazing and more amazing as time goes by. Dopamine is a roller coaster. That's the high of the animal soul. That's Satan's high. Oxytocin is never-ending pleasure, a never-ending pleasure source that grows more and more every single day as oxytocin builds up in your body. What's this got to do with sex? Everything. Because the reason men cannot get aroused, they have erectile dysfunction, and their doctor won't tell them this, but it's because In most cases, they masturbated and watched porn too much. They went for the easy pleasure of today and gave up eternity. They went for the dopamine rush and they gripped their manhood too hard. When they have actual sex, the vagina isn't as tight, so it's not as pleasurable. You ruined sex for yourself by going for today and giving up forever. Because of that death grip, the penis becomes insensitive, and that's why they can't get it up because they're too desensitized. Their penis is numb. They're also desensitized because of the porn that they watch, which is far more extreme than what you get in a normal relationship. So suddenly, normal sex becomes boring. Women have the same problem. You lose interest in sex because you also desensitized your body through masturbation. You use vibrators that pulse 1,000 times a second or whatever. What do you think that does to your female parts? They lose sensitivity. Now your man's penis doesn't feel as good as it used to. This is a travesty. The good news is you can reverse this. God always accepts repentance. You can stop masturbating for a few months and do other things that increase your oxytocin, like praying for people, doing kind works, cuddling with your loved one, giving massages, spending time in nature, spending time with family. Get the oxytocin flowing, God's hormone, which only does good for you. So make your choice. You can masturbate, go for it today and lose eternally, or you can embrace goodness, Bible study, prayer, nature, family, and receive more and more goodness each and every day. Satan or God, you have the free choice. You have the animal soul or the godly soul, the evil inclination or the good inclination. I recommend you stop with the new shoes every day, and men, stop with the constant need for a replacement wife. Start to revolve your life around oxytocin and getting the eternal pleasures that come with bonding with other people and with God. Send love and prayer to those you love every day and imagine that love coming back to you. I'm going to give you a link in the description. It's going to give you a meditation that will help you do exactly that if you don't know how to do it on your own. You can do this meditation anytime to raise your oxytocin levels and recognize that what they're doing in that meditation is basically what prayer is. It's sending love to others, wishing them well, wishing them health and monetary success, and success in every way. Even though it's coming from a secular source, this meditation, it is a form of prayer. If you take this path, even your physical life, even your sex will be fireworks. Sacrifice a little today for God and watch your life get better every single day. God bless.